In today's episode, what we're going to talk about is salary negotiations, but specifically, we're going to discuss the secret. That's right, the secret to landing a top dollar job offer. That's right, we're going to talk about how to get to the shmoney. Let's talk about it. Welcome to another episode of Career Strategies. My name is Rodney Hughes, Mr. 100%. Today's episode is being brought to you by The Ugly Truth About Getting Hired, how to land the job of your dreams regardless of the competition. In this book, you're going to discover the secrets to landing a top dollar job offer with ease. You're going to learn a simple step-by-step interview prep system that will help you dramatically improve your odds of landing the top dollar job offer that you deserve. If that sounds like something you're interested in learning more about, you can pick up a copy of this book today by heading over to www.theuglytruthbook.com. That's www.theuglytruthbook.com. Once again, that's www.theuglytruthbook.com. Okay, so again, what we're talking about in today's episode is salary negotiations, but specifically the secret. That's right, the secret to landing a top dollar job offer. That's right. If you want to get to the shmoney, if you want to get to a top dollar job offer, oh, this is going to be a very important episode. All right, so let's kind of start here. Okay. When it comes to getting a top dollar job offer, it really boils down to one word. That's right, one word. That one word is perception. See, if you want to land a top dollar job offer, you need to focus on perception. And the reason why you need to focus on perception is because this is a game of perception. That's right, this is a game of perception. When I say this, what I am referring to is the job interview process. All right. See, if you want to land a top dollar job offer, you need to understand that the job interview process is a game of perception. Okay. And see, I always try to tell candidates this, right? See, in the ideal world, the person with the best skills will typically always end up getting the job. Okay. And not only getting the job, but end up landing a top dollar job offer. But in the real world, it's the person that creates the best perception that's going to typically end up getting the job and getting the best job offer. Okay. That's how it works. Okay. And see, a lot of candidates get this mixed up. See, a lot of candidates think that, oh man, I'm so skillful at this and I'm so skillful at that, right? They're so skillful at the doing of their job. And yes, that's vitally important. All right. But it's not nearly as important as your ability to create the perception that you need to create in order to get a top dollar job offer. So let's really simplify this so that we can be on the same page moving into this episode. Okay, here's what I need you to understand. All right. The secret to landing a top dollar job offer is that the hiring decision makers must perceive you as being more valuable than that top dollar job offer. All right. It's that simple. That is the secret to landing a top dollar job offer. Okay. So let me give you an example. So like if you're targeting, let's say that a company is hiring for an engineering position, right? And let's say that you're an engineer, you have a phenomenal background, and let's say that they're targeting between 100,000 to 120. Okay. If you want to land a 120 job offer, or better yet, let's even say that you're targeting north of 120. Let's say that you're targeting 130. All right. If you want to be in the best possible position to land a top dollar job offer, i.e. a $130,000 base salary job offer, when they're targeting 100 to 120 and you're asking for something that is outside of their range, here's the secret, my friend. You have to position yourself so that they, and when I say they, I'm talking about the hiring decision makers, the people that are considering you in for this particular position. You must create the perception that you are more valuable to them than that 130 that you're asking for. See how that works? So you have to create the perception that you are more valuable than what you are asking for. So that is the simple way of me explaining that. Now we need to kind of dive a little bit deeper so you can understand how to create that perception. See, that's where a lot of people miss the boat, right? I think people can kind of wrap their head around the fact that, okay, they have to create the right perception. But then the next question is, okay, so how do I create that perception? All right, let me share a few things with you. All right, so here it goes. What you need to understand is that there are 4 key factors that contribute to the creation of a top dollar perception. That's what we're going to call it. Okay. That perception that you have to create, we're calling that the top dollar perception. So there are 4 key factors that contribute to it. So factor number 1 is alignment. Okay. Here we go. See, the number 1 guiding principle of all success, that's right, all success in the job interview process is that you have to focus on solving the company's problems, not yours. All right. The company's problems, not yours. All right. So what does alignment have to do with that? Well, that means that the company has a very specific series of problems that they are looking to solve with that hiring decision. Okay. And so when the hiring decision makers look at your background and when they communicate with you throughout the job interview process, are you positioned so that you are in alignment with what they're trying to solve, right? So if they're looking for 5 different technical things in someone's background that they think are important for this position, do you have those 5 things, right? Like, is your technical expertise in alignment with the direction they're trying to go with this hiring decision? Okay, such an important thing. And I noticed that might seem kind of elementary, right? But you'll be surprised at how many people apply for jobs that they have no business applying for. I always say this, right? I wish, you know, as an executive recruiter, sometimes I wish there was like a button that I could press that would digitally slap someone that is applying for a job they have no business applying for. Okay. Now listen, I'm not trying to advocate violence. It's a joke. Okay. Calm down. Not trying to get you triggered here. Huh? All right. But for real, there are so many people that apply for jobs they have no business applying for. And the reason I say that is because they're applying for jobs that they have no technical expertise in. Okay, so if you're trying to get a top dollar job offer, one of the easiest ways to not even get an offer is to apply for something you have no business applying for. Okay, so you need to look at it this way, right? When you look at their job description, right, ask yourself, you got to be real with yourself. Is your technical background in strong alignment with what it is that they're looking for? Because if the technical part isn't there, you're never going to even get an offer, much less a top dollar job offer. All right. All right. Factor number 2, decisiveness. That's right. I said it. Decisiveness. All right. Oh, I'm about to hit you here. So I need you to pay real close attention. You want a top dollar job offer, right? Let me tell you something. As an executive recruiter, I get to see what people ask for. Okay. Because that's one of the things I always ask people. I say, hey, so what's your compensation expectation? Right. And one thing that I have found very, very interesting is that people that feel like they are underpaid, they almost always give me a headache when I ask them what they're looking for. But you know what? The people that get the top dollar job offers that I've worked with, that I've helped people, and I've helped quite a few people get top dollar job offers, get offers that are outside of even the company's range. I've helped quite a few people do that. All right. And one thing that all those people have in common is that they were extremely decisive about what they want. Huh? See, I don't know who they is or them or, whatever. You know how people say, oh, they said this, or, I heard it from them, or, here's the thing. Okay. I don't know who's telling people to not give a decisive answer when they're asked what they want. Okay. But I can tell you with absolute certainty, the people that I have witnessed get top dollar job offers do not get there by being indecisive. Do not get there by being by saying something that's very cryptic in nature, right? By saying stuff that I think is goofy, like, oh well, I stay open, I am open, and we can discuss this at a later time. Those people typically don't get top dollar job offers. You know why? Right? Or worse, let me tell you this: people that give ranges. All right. Oh, I'm targeting something between 110 to 120. Huh? Let me tell you why that's not smart to do. Okay. In case nobody's ever shared this with you. That's not smart to do because what you are doing without you realizing you're doing it is that you're kind of tying the company's hands and you're kind of forcing them to lowball you to a degree. Now, all companies don't lowball you. Okay. Some companies, even when you do goofy stuff like that, won't lowball you. Okay. A matter of fact, I would say probably most companies won't try to intentionally lowball you. Okay. But the thing is that as a candidate, you're creating a situation where it improves the odds of you being lowballed, especially when you give a range. Okay. Or especially when you don't either give a number or you don't give a range. And here's why: because no company in the world wants to overpay for someone, right? So if you'll say yes to 110, why would I offer you 120? It makes no sense. That doesn't make the company bad. That makes you crazy. Okay. And then you'll be mad, right? And here's the worst thing about when I see people give a range. I'm going on a little bit of a rant here, but hopefully you're getting some value from this. I mean, here's the thing. The worst thing about giving a range is that most of the time when I see candidates that give a range, what they're saying is that there's a higher probability that I'll say no to the low number, and there's a much higher probability that I'll say yes to the high number because the high number is what I really want. Right? So when you say, yeah, I'm targeting between 110 to 120. Well, what you're saying to the company is I will say yes to either 110 or 120. Okay. And you might not realize that, but that's what you're saying. That's how most companies will interpret that. Okay. So if you would say yes to 110, why would I offer you more? All right. So again, you got to be decisive. If you want a top dollar job offer, you got to ask for the money. Okay. And you got, and see, I think I understand why most people don't ask for the money, because most people don't want to hear the word no. Okay, that's a whole nother video. I'm gonna make a whole nother episode about that. But the reality is that most people don't want to hear the word no. Okay. But here's the thing. You will rarely get a top dollar job offer unless you ask for the top dollar. You got to be decisive. All right. Factor number 3, charisma. Okay. You got to have charisma. So here's the thing, right? I want you to take a step back and think about a job, right? Think about a business. Okay. Here's the reality. Most people spend their overwhelming waking hours working a job or at a business, a place of business. Most people, well, at least up until, this whole coronavirus situation, most people had to go into the office, right? Or into their place of business and spend more time with people that they don't really know like that. Okay. Had to spend more time with people that they work with and with customers and so forth than they spend with their own family. All right. Now, why am I telling you this? Because what you got to understand is that nobody wants to hire somebody that's going to be a pain in the ass, man. Nobody wants to hire somebody that's difficult to communicate with, right? So the thing is if you want to land a top dollar job offer, a significant piece of that is, a word that they like to say is fit. Okay. Is there the proper fit? And see, when they're talking about fit, a lot of times, yes, they're talking about the technical fit. Yes. Okay. But what they're mostly talking about is how will this person fit in our organization? Will this person come into our organization and cause problems? See, because again, remember, the only reason they're looking to hire someone is because they want to solve a very specific series of problems, right? But what they don't want to do is they don't want to create more problems trying to solve these problems. Okay. So that's why charisma is such a big part of it. Like if you're technically strong and you have a phenomenal attitude and you're a great communicator, right? Oh man, that's extremely valuable. So how you go through the job interview process, if people perceive, again, this is a game of perception. If people perceive you as being very likable, as being someone who's a clear communicator, who's someone who's an effective communicator, man, that's going to add a lot of points, towards your candidacy, and especially towards whether or not you're going to even get an offer, or better yet, a top dollar job offer. And then lastly, number 4, oh, this is a big one. Please listen to me. Please listen to me. Certainty. Okay. Now listen to me closely here. All right. This is such a huge thing that I need you to understand. So from the moment you become a blip on the radar of hiring decision makers, okay, I want you to kind of look at it like a radar almost, right? Like once you become a blip on that radar, then every single thing you say and every single thing you do in the job interview process is either going to take people closer to certainty or closer to uncertainty. Okay. And when it comes to getting to the shmoney, when it comes to getting a top dollar job offer, again, remember what I told you before. If you want to, the secret to landing a top dollar job offer is they must perceive you as a candidate as being more valuable. That's the key word there. More valuable than the top dollar job offer that you desire. Okay. So let's say that you've done the first 3 steps amazingly well. Okay. And you get to this point and you're in the process. In order for you to close a deal and get and land a top dollar job offer, it's kind of like a combination lock, right? It's kind of like cracking into a safe, right? Like everything you do, you have to get them to a place to where that safe opens up. And when that safe opens up, I call that place certainty. Okay. And once you get them to a place of certainty where they are certain that you that you're the solution that they've been looking for. And more importantly, once they get to a place of certainty that you are more valuable to them than what you are asking for, please understand this. That's where people fall in love. Okay. Once they reach a high enough level of certainty about you as a candidate, then you are properly positioned. Once they reach that place of certainty where you are more valuable to them than what you're asking for, now you are in a place called certainty. And once you reach that place called certainty, then it will exponentially improve your odds of actually getting a top dollar job offer. Okay. And let me tell you this story just to kind of end out. So I had a really good friend of mine who ended up moving to the West Coast. Let's just put it that way. He ended up moving to the West Coast. And he ended up going, interviewing with this pretty large institution, and he was going through the process. And then I remember it reached a point in the process where he and I were talking, and he said something to me that he did. He took this particular form of action. I'm trying to be a little bit discreet here, okay, for privacy reasons, because I haven't asked him if it's okay to even share this, okay? But he took some particular, he ended up taking a specific series of actions that as soon as I heard it, it was like a switch went off in my head, and I'm like, dude, you can land this deal right here. You could definitely land this deal. And one of the things that I emphasized to him was the importance of certainty, right? And that when he walks in there, he has to be certain that he is the solution, not a solution. I'm using the solution for a reason, right? Because there's all kinds of different solutions that a company can hire for the job, right? But there's only one the solution. right? And I told him he has to be sold on the fact that he is the solution, because if you're sold on the fact and you're certain that you're the solution, then everything you do when you go in for your interview is going to give off that kind of energy. And listen, certainty begets more certainty, right? If I'm very certain about something, then when I'm talking to somebody, 9 times out of 10, I can help them become more certain about it because of my certainty, right? And so he did what I told him to do as far as building that certainty. And not only did he land a job in the middle of like one of the worst employment situations that we've ever seen, at least in my lifetime, okay? Not only did he get the job, but the company paid him more than what he was asking for. Okay, more than what he was asking for. And you know why? Do you know why, my friend? Huh? Because he strategically created the perception that he is more valuable to them than what he was asking for. And so I want you to take that as your takeaway. If you want to land a top dollar job offer, you have to position yourself from a perception perspective in the eyes of the hiring decision makers that you are more valuable to them than what you are asking for. And if you take these 4 things that I just shared with you and figure out ways that you can incorporate that into how you go through a job interview process, at the very least, you will dramatically improve your odds of landing a top dollar job offer. Hopefully you got great value from today's episode. And once again, this episode was brought to you by The Ugly Truth About Getting Hired: How to Land the Job of Your Dreams Regardless of the Competition. In this book, you're going to discover the secrets to landing a top dollar job offer with ease. You're going to learn a simple step-by-step interview prep system that will help you dramatically improve your odds of landing the top dollar job offer that you deserve. If that sounds like something you're interested in learning more about, you can pick up a copy of this book today by heading over to www.theuglytruthbook.com. That's www.theuglytruthbook.com. Once again, that's www.theuglytruthbook.com. Thanks again for checking out today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember, the only things that pay in life are the things that you get done. And that's based on a true story.